The opinions and views expressed in the following program are those of the speakers and the host, and do not necessarily reflect those of Yoakley Scott Corporation and your sports network.
Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before, so can you help me out? Oh, can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? But can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look in my soul. I've been afraid I would follow the road. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into Running Point on ysnlive.com, brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austin Town. Sorry for the slight delay. We had a couple of just very minor technical glitches right before the show went live, but we are here. We are guaranteed to have a great Tuesday and get all that stuff out of the way, because usually if it happens early, then it's not going to happen again. Hopefully we can stay away from those glitch gremlins that we used to get quite a bit on Running Point, but we've been a lot of days without incident so far. So, Anthony Hartwig with you. Running Point brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet. They go the extra mile for you. We try to do the same here on this show every single day. Got a great show for you today. We're, of course, going to recap the action that happened yesterday, all the great volleyball and soccer action that was going down. We're also going to feature a player profile like we try to do almost every day here on Running Point, and we will have Macy Traporser featured on today's episode, the standout from Canfield Girls Soccer that just got the win over West Branch last night. Macy is going to go and play for 4 more years at Purdue Fort Wayne, the Division I college out of the Horizon League. I know a lot of YSU fans are like, whoa, wait a minute, because, of course, Macy's going to become someone that gives YSU a lot of problems in that Horizon League, and her teammate Hannah Wahib going to YSU. So that Canfield team's really, really good this year, undefeated. And they feature 2 Division I athletes. We'll feature one of them today on Running Point. Let's go over the scoreboard. We're going to share the screen for you from last night so you know kind of what went down in last night's action in case you missed anything. We'll always get you covered with a recap of last night's action. I'm going to bring up the scoreboard on the screen. There it is. The beautiful YSN scoreboard, brought to you and presented by Burnett Pool, Spas, and Hot Tubs. They are the reason why we're bringing you this great tool for you guys. If you are ever at a game or you're watching a broadcast, you want to look at your phone for a score, maybe you don't want to spend too much time looking down for the scores, one easy place to get them is ysnlive.com/scores. And that will bring you to this beautiful scoreboard. Once again, going to show you the logo presented by Burnett Pool, Spas, and Hot Tubs. Right there. You can see it at the top. And because of their wonderful sponsorship, we're able to bring this awesome tool to our fans that they can use at any time. Let's go through the volleyball and soccer scores. We'll start with the first 3 rows, and then we'll work on scrolling over that last one like we always do. If you're new to the show, that is the routine, and we're sticking to it. Badger gets the win in volleyball over Pymatuning Valley, 3-0. A nice little sweep for the Braves, who had a tough week last week, so they start this one with some momentum. Southern Local, no problem at all with Madonna, not the singer, but the high school straight set sweep for the Indians at home. We have Beaver Local beating Harrison Central in straight sets. St. John gets the win over Bloomfield in straight sets. And Boardman gets the win over Youngstown East in straight sets. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. A bunch of dominance in those first 2 rows. Columbiana goes on the road, gets a big win over a double-digit win team in Ursuline, 3-0. And, you look at this game, and like Columbiana always does, they had pretty balanced offense. But I'll tell you, the offense front that they did get from pulling up Coach Martin's stat book here, Ellie Jackson was the difference. 11 kills on the night for her, and then 10 assists and 11 digs, a triple-double for Ellie Jackson. What a great performance by her. But then, like I said, they're helped out by 6 kills from Danica Hollis and 4 kills apiece from Cam Perkins and Marion Hepler. You got 2 kills from Ava Heinrich. So they really do spread the ball around very well, this Columbiana team. They had 16 digs from Heinrich, who's obviously the libero, gets the most chances to get digs. 5 aces as well for her. Cameron Perkins had a double-double with 15 assists and 11 digs. You had 9 digs from Marion Hepler. So a great performance by Columbiana, a well-rounded performance. They are a team that is riddled with talent, and that's why they are still undefeated. A thriller going on in Austintown Fitch. You couldn't really figure out which way this game was going to go. There were some sets where Fitch was straight up dominant, and then there were others where Gerard was the Gerard we all know and love, and they battled it out. There were 2 sets where Fitch won handily, and 2 sets where Gerard won close, and then the final set was 15-12. So Fitch gets the win in 5. But the bigger story for this, and we've been praising Riley Simons all season for Austintown Fitch. We've told you before where she got 1,000 career assists 5 games into her sophomore season and how impressive that was. Well, she's one-upped herself, right? She has the career assist record at Fitch. Career. Y'all, she's a sophomore. 15 games into her sophomore season. She has the career assist record held by Emma Bartlett. It's amazing. It's incredible. She's obviously helped out by a ton of assists last year with the high-powered offense that Fitch featured with now YSU Penguin Jocelyn Jordan. She had over 800 assists last season. Ran a 5-1 with one of the best hitters in the area. That'll definitely help your assist numbers. This year running a 5-1 too, and she's got Jordan Smith, the main source of offense, but she's also setting Kylie Folkwine, setting Afton Roby. She's on pace to get to 800 again. The career total at the end of her career, if she stays healthy, astronomical. You think there's a good chance she gets to 1,800 this year, just through 2 seasons. She get to 2,000 by the first couple of weeks of her junior season. If it's another 8,000, 800, if it's another 800 assist year, she gets to 2,600 by the end of her junior year, and then she could, if this pace continues, and obviously the hitters have to keep stepping up for her, but she's just a sophomore. If this pace continues for Riley Simons, we could be looking at someone that by the end of her career gets around 3,400 assists. Holy smokes, right? Holy smokes. That's all you have to say. Yes, she runs a 5-1. Yes, that gives you more assists than normal. Obviously, you have more chances. But there are a lot of other setters right now that are running 5-1s that are not getting 800 assists per season. It's really incredible what she's able to do. And we continue to be just awestruck by Riley Simon setting the ball. Just to put it in perspective, like in my opinion, one of the technically best setters in the area, Samantha Aulette, playing tonight for Mineral Ridge. She is in her 3rd year of varsity, and she's been running a 5-1. And she's about to get 2,000. She needs 18 for 2,000. Now, she didn't set her freshman season. She was a libero, as that was her sister Danielle Aulette's senior year. But she set a 5-1 in her sophomore, junior, and now senior year. So, you take 2 seasons and change for a very, very good setter with a really good offense to get 2,000, which is incredible. 2,000 is awesome. But Riley Simons might do that in 2 seasons with Austintown Fitch. I mean, she could. It would take a Herculean effort in the last stretch of the season. It would probably take a deep tournament run for Fitch. If they went deep in the tournament and gave her an extra 5-6 matches, then my word, Riley Simons could get to 2,000 before the end of this season. I'm just saying it would be a stretch, but it could happen. And if you get to 2,000 with just 2 seasons under your belt, then oh man, you're doing something right. Let's go to the rest of the scoreboard. LeBray gets the win over Jackson Milton, 3-0. We have Mooney, sorry, wrong M. Mooney getting the win over Lowville, 3-0, the final score there. These sets were competitive. You look at the stats, though. None of them were below 25-16. So all three sets competitive. The Rockets came in confident. They were on a 3-game winning streak. Mooney takes care of both that confidence and their own confidence as well. They needed some positive vibes. So Mooney gets the win, and they get the sweep in 3 very competitive matches. I was in Crestview, so I'm going to talk about this one a little bit too. McDonald comes to town. They lose to Crestview in straight sets, and you look at the scores, you think, ho-hum, another Crestview victory, 25-17, 25-10, 25-15 were the set scores. But I'll tell you what, this McDonald team, you could tell that when they can run their offense, so when they are in system, when they're making good passes, which unfortunately for them wasn't too often in this game, but I would say like maybe 30%, of the time. They were obviously, the first set was their best, and then the third set they put up a pretty big fight. The second set they want to forget about, but serve, receive, and passing, if they get that squared away when they were in system, this McDonald offense runs very fast. They have a taller than average setter, which helps you with those tight, fast 3 balls down the net. And then the 1 ball to the middle to Sierra and Bundy are really good. But then they have 2 outsides that are really swinging well. Gianna Constantino and Juliana Krumpak both were giving Crestview problems when McDonald was in system. The issue for McDonald was simply this, and this is the truth of all volleyball teams. This is why I never buy into this superstar mentality in volleyball, because no matter how good your players are, if you cannot pass and not get into system, it nullifies it all. It just, you can't do anything out of system. You can't do a lot out of system. Good players find a way to get some swings out of system, but you can't do nearly as much out of system as you can for in system. And for those people that are new to volleyball, don't know what I'm talking about, in system just means your first touch goes right to the setter, so they don't have to move too much, and they have all their options available. If you are out of system and your pass is not on target, the setter has to move, and usually that means the setter only has really one option to go to. It becomes a lot easier to defend, and normally when you're out of system, you are not getting a strong swing over the net. Good teams find a way to do it. But, great teams find a way to do it. Good teams do it every now and then. So McDonald just really, really struggled getting the ball in ball control, getting the ball in system to their really good setter, Megan Klockner. Now, when she was in system, I was so impressed. I was so impressed with her setting ability. Megan Klockner has worked extremely hard, and we're so glad that she's back healthy for her senior year. Obviously, she missed a big chunk of that junior season with an injury, and if she didn't, she would probably be one of those setters we're talking about getting to 2,000 assists. She got to 1,000 very early this year, but we know that with those added games that she missed last year, probably more closer to 2,000 right now than she is, which is unfortunate, but really good that she's able to come back healthy. But like I said, this McDonald team, when it comes to their hitters and their setter, can play on this level with Crestview. They can, because when they were in system, they were going toe-to-toe with the Rebels. And there were stretches of this game where they got into system consistently. First set, down 11-6, right? Down 11-6, looks like Crestview's taking control. McDonald starts consistently getting in system. They have a 5-point rally. They tie the set at 12. I think they even took a 12-11 lead. But then, those bugaboos, those passing bugaboos continue. And they can't get in the system. Crestview takes advantage, eventually wins the set 25-17. So after that 12-11 lead that McDonald took, they only scored 5 points the rest of the set, and Crestview scored 14, because Crestview was just so consistently just, okay, you get us to a couple of points, but you're not going to make a rally because we're going to continue to put the pressure on you with their service. Could not get McDonald consistently in system. Crestview's serve doesn't get talked about enough because their offense is so good and powerful. But Crestview's serve from top to bottom, not just Grace, not just Abby M, but top to bottom, every server last night, especially Katie Lissy. I was really impressed with the senior that sometimes is rotated out to serve, sometimes not. This night, she was consistently on the service line, and she did a great job getting McDonald on the system. Had only 2 aces, but sometimes aces don't even tell you how good the service is, because the ace is kind of like I describe an ace in volleyball as kind of like gravy, because the main goal of a serve is to get a team out of system. If you get an ace out of it, great. But the first goal is get the team out of system and make sure they can't run their offense that they want to run. And Crestview did that 70% of the time last night. That is not a statistical number. That's just my number I'm throwing out there. I'm saying 70, but it was about 70% of the time Crestview's serve was getting McDonald out of system. They couldn't run their offense nearly as consistently as they wanted. Crestview serve going to be big going forward. They have a big stretch of games coming up towards the end of the season. They go back into league play tonight against Brookfield, and McDonald goes to Waterloo tonight. We'll talk about the whole schedule later on in the show. Let's go to the Battle of 224. Canfield gets a key player back in Carly Fleming, and she helps them run a 6-2 offense, which just adds their offense a little bit more. They get 3 hitters in the front row. They were able to get past Poland in 3 sets, and they had quite a good balance on offense when Canfield stays away from unforced errors, which has been their problem this season. When they do, though, they're a formidable team. They pass really well. They have good setters, good young setters that are learning every game. They just have to stay away from the unforced errors. And when they do that, they are very formidable. We'll go to Camel getting the win over Struthers in 4 sets. They were a slow start, lost the first set, won the next 3. And then Toronto beats East Palestine in 3 sets. Once again, if you are new or you're just tuning in, we are going to do the first 3 lines first, and then we'll scroll over to the final column over there, since we have to scroll the whole page with the way my computer formats the scoreboard. I think it's because I have the text size gassed up on my computer because of my vision. I don't think it's definitely not something that you have to worry about for the scoreboard on a normal computer. I've tried it in the office at Ysn. Works very smoothly. It's just the way my laptop is formatted. We have to do that. So we're going to go through the first 3 columns for girls soccer, then we'll scroll over and do volleyball and soccer in the last column. Brookfield falls to Crestview in the girls soccer world, 7-0. The final score there. Columbiana gets the win over Bristol, 4-1. Champion, my word, they increased their goal differential. It was above 60 before last night. Now it gets increased by another 12 as they shut out Newton Falls and win 12-0 over the Tigers. Cardinal Mooney, they beat Canton Central Catholic, a good road win for the Cardinals, 7-0, the final score there. Howland edges out Boardman in a big AAC match, 3-2 the final score. Fitch gets the win over Warren Harding, 3-0. Let's scroll the rest of the way down here. What am I doing wrong here? We also have Gerard. Oh, we're at the East Liverpool. Sorry. East Liverpool falls to Beaver Local 9-1. 9 different Beavers scored a goal. We go to Gerard and Hubbard. They were 0-0. Grand Valley beats Edgewood 2-1. And Lakeview gets the win over Niles 3-2. That's a big win for Lakeview, actually, getting the big win over Niles in the 88. So that will we'll have to go up to the top and do the final row of volleyball. Almost forgot about it, but Geneva gets the 3-1 win over Grand Valley. Warren JFK gets the straight set win over Cleveland Central Catholic. We have Lisbon falling to Heartland Christian in straight sets. And then probably the thriller of the night, Springfield and Brookfield got together in Brookfield. And the Warriors get the 3-2. I mean, the Tigers, get the 3-2 win in 5 sets. What a wild one. The last 2 sets with extra points. 28-26 in the 4th. Tigers win. 17-15. The Tigers win set 5. So a really awesome thriller in Brookfield. And the Tigers get the win in 5. A big win for them to carry momentum into the rest of the season. Salem gets the win over Ursuline, 3-0, the final score there. And then Conneaut and Struthers tie at 1. So that will do it for the scoreboard from last night. As you can see, once again, just reminding you, brought to you by Burnett Pools, Spas, and Hot Tubs. A great recap of the action. Tuesday's a lot busier than Monday, so we have a lot going on tonight. We'll get to that a little bit later. We'll pop back into the scoreboard when we preview tonight's action and go over what's going to be on the network later on in the show. But for now, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back on Running Point, brought to you as always by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
The feeling when my hands are on the piano, it's become comforting. It's somewhere that I can express myself. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is playing music. YSU is allowing me to take what I love and turn it into a career and do it every single day of my life. I'm Alyssa and I'm YN proud.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats, because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% saved, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
Now you can see every school, to the smallest school, to the intermediate schools, to the schools in the outlying areas. It gives you coverage that you could just never get to before. It's something that's great to experience, and it's opened up a whole new wave of sports viewership. The possibilities are endless here at YSN. Push the envelope every day. Try something new. If it works, great. If it doesn't, well, let's try another angle, and we just keep moving forward. My name is Mike Ackelson, and my sports network is your sports network.
What can you do on over 5,000 acres? At Mill Creek Metro Parks, you can discover unique habitats and wildlife, create memorable family moments, experience history, heritage, and park programs, explore scenic landscapes, take time to relax and be well, connect with nature and each other. Come see what's new at Mill Creek Metro Parks. Plan your trip now at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Going the extra mile at Greenwood Chevrolet means taking care of our local customers.
And it's just a great feeling to put them in a vehicle and get them all excited about a new vehicle.
At the end of the day, our goal is to be someone our customers can count on.
And every day I'll go the extra mile for the community so they can trust us.
To do anything that would convenience the customer or make them feel more at home.
Realizing, number one, that we're here for them and that we're not going to go away.
That's what going the extra mile means, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Welcome back to Running Point on ysnlive.com, brought to you by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austin Town. Anthony Hartwig with you. And speaking of Greenwood Chevrolet, they have a really good service department. Is it time for you to have a service appointment? Whether it's a tire rotation or a set of new tires, it's time to prop your vehicle in the upcoming colder weather. Call them today and make an appointment. The number for the service department at Greenwood Chevrolet, 330-423-0216. 330-423-0216. They'll take care of anything you need for your car's service, and they have a great service department over there at Greenwood Chevrolet. Just one of many ways that Greenwood goes the extra mile for you. We try to follow their lead every day. We try to go the extra mile for you here on Running Point, and one of the ways we do that is making sure that we get these player profiles featured and highlighted, the great athletes and coaches in the area. We have a great one for you today. It is going to be the senior standout, one of the best soccer players in the area. You ask anyone that knows soccer, and she's going to be at the top of the list, usually. The future mastodon of the Purdue-Fort Wayne University, and Macy Toporser, one of the great players out of Canfield. They are undefeated on the season for a reason. Coming off of their win over West Branch, I had a chance to talk with her earlier in the week. So here you go, an interview with Macy Toporser from Canfield Girls Soccer. Hartwig here with a Canfield Girls Soccer player profile. I am joined by one of the most talented players in the YSN family, let's all be honest, Macy Toporser from Canfield joining us. Macy, thank you so much for taking the time to come and talk with us again this year.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You got it. This Canfield team so far is having a fantastic season. Before we start talking about you and yours here, let's talk about this team and what you've been able to accomplish so far and how cool it's been to see so much success.
Yeah, it's been an exciting start to the season so far. We have a pretty good group of girls, and we're just trying to take it one game at a time, and just it's going to be exciting to see how far we go.
You haven't had a loss yet, and what I want to ask you about is the one tie. You guys went to PA to play the two-time reigning Pennsylvania state champion over there in Pittsburgh. What was that like to play in an atmosphere like that and to play a team of that caliber and to come out, yes, with a tie, so you didn't win, but you proved to yourself that you can really play with a team of that caliber. What kind of confidence did that give you guys going forward into the season?
Yeah, it was really a good challenge. It was good to see ourselves against a team that had really high-level soccer and a lot of really good players. So it was just good. I feel like we do best when we're tested. So I think that was a good test for us, and we ended up having a really good game. We moved the ball and worked really well as a team.
All right, Macy, you are a senior. You're the captain of this team. What's it been like to go through all the emotions that senior year can bring? You know, it's your last go with Canfield. You know, you have to deal with a lot of lasts. What's it been like to deal with all the emotions that can come with that?
Yeah, it's crazy. It really flew by. So it's really sad because I grew up playing soccer in this program. So that's what makes it really disappointing that I won't be able to play with my sister anymore. This will be our last year together. But I'm excited to see what we're able to do.
Has it hit yet that you're a senior? Like, has it really sunk in that this is it? Or have you tried to keep that reality as far from your mind as possible?
It still really doesn't feel real. I still kind of feel mentally like a freshman sometimes. It really did fly by. So
let's talk about you as a freshman compared to you as a senior. Now you get to reflect as you know, your 4 years of high school career. What are the biggest differences between you as a freshman and you as a senior?
Ooh, that's a good one. I feel like freshman year compared to senior year, I feel like just having more confidence in myself and just trying to just work on like the little things.
Everyone grows from freshman to senior year. Who have been the people that have been most instrumental in your growth as a soccer player growth as a person throughout the 4 years of high school that you've had?
Coach Simone definitely has been the biggest role player. He has really helped develop me and push me to be the best I can be the past 4 years. Also, Coach John, Coach Jackie, and then now Coach Dramo. So I have a really great support system from them. And then obviously, like the girls being able, just pushing each other every practice, every game to make sure we're playing our hardest.
You already meant a lot to this team last year, and you already had a lot of leadership responsibilities on your shoulders because of the caliber of player you were. What kind of things did you take upon yourself this year, senior year, for more responsibilities and just more of a leadership attitude now that you're a senior and a captain?
Yeah, well, make the most of it. This is the last year, this is our last time. So Coach Simone has really talked about this is our opportunity, this is our time now. So let's give it 100% every game, every practice, every scrimmage, because we don't want to look back and regret it and be like, what if we could have done this to improve? So it's just making every game, every practice count.
As you are a senior, you reflect on your time as a freshman, but then you get to see the freshmen that are coming into this program yourself. What kind of advice are you giving to these young kids about, what to do and how to handle yourself as a freshman, since, you're not too far removed from having to do that yourself?
Yeah, I would just say enjoy it while you can. Like I said, it really does fly by, and just making sure you're putting in the work all 4 years to just be where you want to be.
All right, and with age comes wisdom, right? So, what are some things that maybe your coaches or maybe even your parents were telling you when you were a freshman that you really didn't buy or you didn't believe or you didn't think were as important back then that you look at as a senior now and say, "Ooh, they were really right, and maybe I should have gotten that message a little sooner"?
Yeah, like I said, once again, it flies by. So just making the most of it with your friends and honestly just having fun. Try not to put too much pressure on yourself, because at the end of the day, it's soccer and you're just there to have fun.
Your commitment to the next level was highly anticipated. Everyone wanted to know where you were going to go. And I know you've already made that announcement, but for the people out there that are watching or listening that maybe don't know or maybe didn't see, where have you decided to continue your soccer career after high school?
Purdue University, Fort Wayne.
Which is in the Horizon League. And I'm sure there were
Yep.
a lot of YSU fans that gave you some side eye for that decision. But all that being said, what was it about that program and about that university that made it such an easy decision, made it feel like home, and made you want to call that the spot that you go play soccer for the next 4 years?
Yeah, definitely getting on campus and just being able to see the whole community together definitely made it feel like home and somewhere I could picture myself for the next 4 years. Also, academic wise, they have really good academics there, especially for what I was looking at doing. And then just being able to meet the girls and just seeing kind of the environment they have there, along with the coaching staff. They all played such a big role, as they were so welcoming to me.
Your recruitment process, how much of a help and a guiding light was Coach Simone during it, being able to go to him for advice on what to look for in coaches and things like that? How much did he help you in your recruiting process?
Yeah, he definitely gave me a lot of advice and guidance there, just kind of walking me through the steps of what to do and just pressing the importance of picking somewhere that I want to stay for the next 4 years and somewhere that has a good academic program, not just a good soccer program.
We're blessed to do something that not every senior is blessed to do, which is make that decision before your senior year started, and to have this season go and knowing where you were going to go. There's no pressure of trying to impress coaches or get yourself out there your senior season. What has that been like to just kind of know exactly what your future is going to look like and only have to focus on Canfield soccer and trying to be the best teammate you can be to this team and be a little bit more in the moment as a senior?
Yeah, that's what was nice about being able to make my commitment last year, is it kind of let a lot of that off my shoulders. So now I can kind of just relax and just try to have fun. And like you said, just focus on how I can help the program and just be the best teammate I can be.
All right, so we're going to talk to your sister in a little bit, and it's been such a blessing for you to be able to play with her for 2 years. She's a sophomore. She'll be a junior after you graduate. What's this been like to play with her on the team, and what has it been like, especially this year, being your senior year, being able to have that one last year with Lexi on the team and to be able to do that with her?
Yeah, it definitely really means a lot to me. She's my best friend on and off the field. So just being able to play with her the last 2 years has been something super special for the both of us. It's not something a lot of people get to say they get to do, but it's really been super fun. And especially this year because it's our last year. So we're trying to make every game, every practice count together.
You two are not the only Toporsters on the team either. You also have your cousin Haley, also a sophomore on the team. What's it like to have like the whole family, almost a family reunion every time you hop on the soccer field?
Yeah, like I said, it's super exciting. We're all really close, so that's what makes it even more special. And like I said, it's not something a lot of people get to say they get to do. So it's really exciting having the three of us on the field at once.
All right, so people say that you all look alike, which is something that I have to agree with. Let's talk about the way that you guys are different and the way that you guys are kind of similar. What ways are you and Lexi kind of similar on the soccer field and similar just as in personality?
Yeah, I would definitely say vision-wise, I feel like we're a lot on the same page with like just like connecting passes and movement off the ball. I do feel like she's more of a playmaker and I have more of a knack for goal. So I feel like we're different in those ways. And then personality wise, we're very similar, but honestly, I can't really say there's that much different about us there.
What has been the most special part about being able to call your sister a teammate and to be able to watch her grow and to be able to watch her for the first 2 years of her high school journey? If you had to pick one thing that has this been like the most special moment or the most special memory to have with her over the last 2 years, what do you think it would be?
Definitely winning the district championship. That's something that I've wanted to do ever since I was a freshman, and just getting like to experience that like with her and especially like with my teammates and Hallie was something super special.
All right, we talked about your future as a soccer player. What about your future as an academic? What major are you going to go into in Purdue Fort Wayne, and what kind of things are you going to try to get in as far as a career path as your future goals?
Yeah, so I was planning on majoring in engineering, and kind of from there, I really am interested in like architecture and real estate. So I kind of want to go along that pathway.
What got you interested in that line of career? Like, was there maybe something, or have you just always been interested in architecture? What got you into thinking that way?
I would say for the engineering side, definitely my dad, because he's an engineer. But really for the architecture type stuff and real estate, that's just kind of something I always have been interested in.
All right, we all know how talented you are on the soccer field. What I want to know is, what are some of your hidden talents off the soccer field that maybe not as many people know about?
Oh, I don't know about that one. I honestly can't think of anything that comes to mind right now.
I got you. What kind of things do you like to do off the soccer field? Obviously, you put so much time in this sport. You're going to be a Division I athlete, but you got to have some mental breaks. You got to have some time away from it every now and then. What kind of things do you like to do outside of the sport of soccer?
Yeah, my family would like to travel a lot, so that's always been a big thing we do a lot. Also, I would say shopping. Me and my sister go shopping all the time. And just we go to a lot of the sports games, so football and the boys soccer team.
What's your favorite sport to go and watch, to be a supporter of?
Probably the boys. I would say the boys soccer team, and the football games are always exciting too.
All right, let's talk about your time at the Canfield school system. We've talked about your time in the Canfield soccer team. What are you going to miss the most about being a Canfield Cardinal and just being a part of that school system and being a part of that community?
Once again, I would say a big thing is just being with my sister. Like I said, we're best friends, so just not being able to like be with her and watch her grow like the next 2 years. And just like I said, a lot of these people I've been friends with for a while and grew up with, especially the girls on the soccer team. So just kind of having us go our separate ways is pretty sad.
All right, we have a lot of great local eateries. Coca's Pizza is bringing you this, presenting this interview. No pressure here, but what is your favorite kind of local establishment that you're going to miss the most when you leave and go to Purdue Fort Wayne for college that you don't have anymore?
Probably BJ's.
What is one thing that you're kind of nervous about leaving home and living by yourself that you think is a comfort at home that you're going to have to learn how to do on your own?
I would say definitely kind of being away from my family a bit is going to be an adjustment because it's 4 hours away. But the good thing is they'll be able to visit a lot, so that makes it a little easier for me.
How would you grade your cooking skills? Can you cook for yourself pretty well? Because I think a lot of people we've interviewed said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make myself too much food.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I'm probably just going to end up getting carry-out food a lot.
If you had to pick one thing that maybe you need to learn how to cook because it's such a good meal and your parents do it so well and to go without it for months is going to be hard. What's that one meal that you need to learn before you leave for college?
I would say at the house, we usually make chicken and rice a lot. So probably that.
All right, Macy, before we let you go, I want to give you the chance to give a shout out to your support system, the people in your life that have meant the most to you over your career in Canfield. And I want to give you as much time as you want to give them a shout out in this interview.
Okay. I would just like to thank my coaches for always pushing me and being a great support system the last 4 years, my teammates for pushing me every practice and game, my sister for being my best friend on and off the field, and just my family for coming to every game, good games and bad, and just being my biggest supporters no matter what.
All right, Macy, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, and we can't wait to talk again real soon.
Thank you so much.
Macy Toporser, senior leader and standout of the Canfield girls soccer team. Canfield just got that big win over West Branch, 2-1 last night, to beat the Warriors. And this was a clash of the Titans. You know, two good teams that are super dominant in their own conferences. Canfield has won, I think, 10 straight AAC. West Branch going for their 10th straight EBC championship. Two historically great coaches in Cheryl Fico and Phil Simone. So when these two clash, and it seems like it happens every year, it's probably going to happen again in the tournament. They're both Division II, of course. They're both in the same district. So you imagine that at some point they're going to have to meet each other in the district or maybe regional tournaments if that super district puts them on opposite ends. But point is, these are two really good soccer teams. And when they get together, it's fun. We had it on the network last night. Props to Matt Maher for getting that accomplished. But what a matchup, right? And the difference was Canfield, even though West Branch had more shots on goal than most of their opponents, Canfield still outshot West Branch. I believe it was 16-5. I want to get that confirmed. Let me go to the Phil Simone's report. I gotta click on the wrong recap. Let's go to Phil Simone up here. There it is. All right, so they outshot them 11-5. I gave Canfield 5 extra shots on goal, but Canfield outshot West Branch 11-5. Macy Toporser and Hannah Wahib scored the 2 goals, right? So they're 2 Division I athletes score the 2 goals for Canfield. Sophia Gregory, their Division I athlete, Matt Now, granted in basketball, scores the 1 goal for West Branch. So you have 3 Division I athletes on the field. All 3 of them score. How cool is that, right? Lola Paget for Canfield doesn't get a lot of work because most teams don't get too many shots at goal. She had 2 saves. Zoe Sanders, who is quite literally statistically, and I think everyone knows way past statistically, the best goalkeeper that we have probably in the YSN network on the girls' side. Definitely the best goalkeeper in West Branch history, breaking all the career records. She had a total of 4 saves. So Canfield stays undefeated, 11-0-1. And West Branch falls for the second time this season. But like I said, these two are almost guaranteed to meet back up come tournament time. So really excited for that. I want to thank Macy Traporser for giving us her time and doing an interview. She did one last year, did one this year. Happy to highlight the tremendous athlete that she is. And last year, she wasn't fully committed yet, I don't think, to Purdue Fort Wayne. So this time we get to talk a little bit about her future and a little bit about where she's going to spend the rest of her career. We also have an interview that we're going to feature, soon on Running Point with her sister Lexi Traporser. It was a great interview with both of them. So Lexi Traporser will also be featured soon on Running Point. So stay tuned for that if you're a Canfield soccer fan. We also have the boys' side 3 player profiles that we still have to promote on Running Point. One of them has already been up on the website. The other ones will be up very soon as well. So make sure to stick around for that. Canfield soccer, you are being well represented with the Ysn player profiles. We thank them all for their time and their coaches for setting those up as well. Mike Bailey and Phil Simone have done a great job working with us to enhance our coverage of their team. Let's go back to the scoreboard, though. The Burnett Pool Spas and Hot Tub scoreboard, and switch from Monday to today. See what's going to be going on today around the network and around the Ysn family. As we scroll to today, which is obviously the 26th, Tuesday 26th, 2023. Badger back in action after winning last night on the road again against Matthews. We have Geneva traveling to Lakeside. Jefferson goes to Conneaut. Austintown Fitch coming off their thriller over Girard will travel to Cardinal Mooney. Crestview looks to stay undefeated, and they'll host Brookfield. You have Garrettsville Garfield hosting a very good Camel Memorial team. Champion goes to LeBray. That should be a fun one. Those two teams have been fighting each other for the second place spot in the MVAC. East and Struthers are going to meet in the field house. East Palestine travels to Columbiana to continue EOAC play. A big one I have circled tonight, though, is going to be in the Thriller Dome at South Range. Girard going to the Raiders. And this one, I think, because one, Girard's coming off a loss. They had to play a really tough, long game last night. We'll see how that affects them. But also, the fact that South Range is playing so much more consistent the last 2 weeks. They're on a 7-game winning streak. The first time they played Girard, consistency was their issue. So the fact that they're playing consistent, if they play like they did in the first set against Girard, the first time they matched up, where South Range took set 1, then this could be a dogfight. This could be a massive battle inside the NE8 if South Range can be consistent in this match and put a lot of pressure on the Indians. They go, and it's their first of 3 really big matchups of the week. They'll also travel to East Liverpool tomorrow, and then on Thursday, they host Lakeview. So we're going to learn a lot about just how good this South Range team has gotten over the season in the next 3 days. Poland will host Hubbard, trying to get a win in the NE8. The Bulldogs have definitely struggled this year. Lakeview travels to Niles tonight, NE8 matchup there as well. We have McDonald trying to bounce back and get back to MVAC Scarlet play against Waterloo. Newton Falls goes to Liberty, and Liberty is having their junior high appreciation night. So if you're going to go down there to support the Leopards, you'll also be able to see the wonderful future of the Leopards volleyball team get announced and put the spotlight on in between the JV and varsity. Perry is going to go to Hoban tonight as the Knights get back in action. We don't talk about the Knights enough because I think we're kind of in awe of everything that Crestview is doing as the number 1 team in the power rankings. But Hoban is quietly but surely having an amazing season, and they're just an awesome volleyball team. Amber Watson smacks the crap out of the ball. They have only 1 senior too, so the window seems to be open for a while for these Knights to try to push to state. They got to the regionals last year. We'll see how far they can get this year. We go to Latonia, where Southern Local is going to travel to the Bears Den. Springfield tries to stay hot after the 5-set victory last night. They travel to Jackson Milton. St. John goes to Wyndham. JFK is going to host St. Thomas Aquinas. Aquinas trying to get their first win of the season. It's not going to be easy against the Eagles at home. United travels to Lisbon tonight. Wellsville goes to Valley Christian. and Western Reserve goes to Lowville. One game that is not on this scoreboard. Oh, I'm sorry. It's on the – I didn't see the – I must have skipped it. Sebring goes to Middle Ridge. That's where I'll be tonight, and this is where we'll start the announcer shout-outs and what games will be on the network. I'm going to this game because it's going to be a big night for Middle Ridge in the sense that they have two players on the cusp of milestones. Samantha Aulette, their senior setter, is 18 assists away from 2,000, and she's still chasing her sister's career assist record at Middle Ridge. But also, Ava Hewlett is about 4 digs away from 1,000 career digs for herself. So 2 Rams on the precipice of milestones tonight. We're hoping that they both get it, and you can have both those milestone moments on ysnlive.com/live. Let's get to the rest of what's going to be on the network tonight. Go to our spreadsheet and see what's going on. This is Tuesday, the 26th. Looks like we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 volleyball games on the network tonight. I will, of course, be in Middle Ridge. Chris Sigler is going to be in Lisbon to cover that United Lisbon game. I think it's going to be pretty competitive. Wyndham TV will have St. John and Paul against Wyndham. Bob Zaney is going to be in Jackson Milton for Springfield coming to town. Ty Bartell traveling to Hoban for Perry versus Hoban. East Palestine will be at Columbiana. Joe Eusebio is going to be on the call there. And then Chris Colucci will be in South Range for the big matchup in the E8 between the Indians and the Raiders inside the Thriller Dome at South Range. We love the Thriller Dome. It has given us a lot of great matchups over the years, and it's sure to do it again tonight. Let's go and scroll down to the soccer side. Boys soccer tonight, Matthews going to Badger. We have Warren JFK hosting St. Thomas Aquinas. United going to East Palestine. Carrollton going to West Branch. Howland going to Boardman. Hubbard going to Niles. Lakeview going to Poland. And then Marlington travels to Salem. Here's what's going to be on the network tonight. 2 girls soccer games. South Range at Girard will be covered by Matt Marr. And Dom Polkovich and Rowan Urbach will be at Canfield at Ursuline for boys soccer. There are 3 girls soccer games going on. Springfield travels to Waterloo tonight. Garfield goes to Champion. Conneaut goes to Grand Valley. Those are the 3 girls soccer games that are happening tonight as well. All of it can be found that I just said on ysnlive.com/live. Please enjoy the evening. Please come in and tune in. We love it when you watch our games, of course. We have great announcers out there doing their thing. No one's doing it like we do it. We can say that for sure, especially when you talk about how many games we get on the network. So that'll do it for today's episode of Running Point. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow from 1 to 2. No Brian Tolnar. He still has a couple of meetings that he has to do at Mill Creek Metro Parks. But Scotty Minchler will be back on the show tomorrow from 1 to 2. I'm Anthony Hartwig. Thank you so much for tuning in to Running Point. Brought to you, as always, by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austin Town. We'll be back tomorrow.